Ba-ba-ba-ba, zabba-da-doo. It's a special crossover holiday app. Ooh, it's better drinks and nerding out, and we're together for the first time. And it's sweet. Welcome to
Nerding Out
and Better Drinks crossover app for the first time.
You know, Jack, it's that time of year where everybody gets together, sharing convivial moments. There's a lot of parties happening. I, for one, always want to know what are the best things to have for my home bar when I'm entertaining.
It's so tough to know how to stock a home bar. Fortunately for us, Pernod Ricard has a beautiful portfolio with a wide variety of spirits that will really keep you stocked throughout the holidays for you and your guests.
Other than getting a safe ride home, what are some tips that you have to make sure that the party goes on for a long time, but a safe and responsible time?
The most important thing at a party that everybody forgets, including myself, it's so easy to forget, is to stay hydrated. Have a water station. Don't imagine that your guests will just find a glass in a cupboard somewhere. Have cold water available for all your guests at all times.
Let's have some right now. This is me being a friend to you on the holidays. Another tip, you can never have too much ice when you're entertaining. We all think, I got a couple bags, that should be enough. Imagine what goes into a single drink and multiply that by 5, because by the time you're shaking stuff, by the time stuff melts, you're gonna burn through a lot more than you think you need.
You really need about at least a couple pounds per guest. Sounds like a lot, it's a lot less than you think it is.
And if you're making fresh juice cocktails, one of these, just about one cocktail.
Make fresh juice. Use every part of the fruit. Do your best to be sustainable.
Speaking of getting everything out of your fruit, I think you have an Oleo Saccharum to talk about,
Yeah, I do. That's perfect. So an Oleo Saccharum is a style of citrus syrup that's really easy to make. You can make it in advance, and it's incredibly delicious. All you gotta do is take the peels from a handful of lemons and oranges and macerate them in sugar for a couple of days. The sugar is gonna suck all the oil out of those peels and then create this really interesting complex syrup that you can add either water or the juice from those peeled lemons and oranges to create a shelf-stable, sustainable cordial that's really delicious that you can use for punches, for individual cocktails. It's just something great to keep around.
Hey, speaking of punches,
we have an incredible punch recipe for you today that's so easy to put together. Everything is equal parts, it's super simple and really delicious. All your guests are gonna love it. I've made it at my house for my family. Even non-cocktail people were like, wow, this is delicious. Thank you so much for making this. We love you so much. You're our favorite son. It's incredible that you're here, that you came home all the way, all these miles from New York to California. We're so happy that you're here. We love you. Oh my gosh.
my family says the same thing when I make drinks.
So, let's get started. 1 bottle of a beautiful Scotch whiskey. Today we're using the Glenlivet 12 year. This is one of my favorite things in the world.
Look at that, glug, glug, glug. It's like ho, ho, ho. Still glugging. You know, glug, glug, glug rhymes with hug, hug, hug.
And to that Scotch, we're gonna add this was a liter of Scotch. We're gonna add about 750 milliliters of Oleo Saccharum. The same quantity of black tea.
Now, Jack, you just use any old black tea? Do you want to steep it more than normal tea?
You could really go aggressive on the steep, maybe as much as like 20 minutes to a half hour.
Oh, wow.
Rather than the usual 3 to 5 minutes. Get an aggressive black tea. You want a lot of flavor in this drink. Then you're gonna add the same quantity of club soda because dilution is important in drinks and commonly forgotten. You can't just rely on ice to dilute your cocktails. And then my favorite ingredient, a whole bottle of GH Mumm champagne.
Now, it looks like there's a lot of stuff going into this punch, but it's really not. And while there's a big volume going into here, the thing about a punch that's great and the thing about making a party last is just go ahead and use little cups. People can refill often. It's not being a chintzy host. It's, you know, encouraging people to drink more responsibly, drink a little slower, just have a little bit at a time. You know, we want this party to go on for a long time.
Yeah.
I want the beat to drop. I want to watch episodes of Better Drinks. I want to nerd out.
Perfect. So, you're gonna wanna ice this down. I really recommend, if you have time in advance, take a large container, like maybe a bundt pan or a quart container, fill that with water, and then freeze that solid so you have a large block of ice. That's gonna keep your punch cold longer and dilute more slowly. Today, we don't have that. If you don't have that, not a big deal. Put some ice in it. As you can see, it takes a lot of ice to get this thing cold. It's another reason that you need to get enough ice for your party. We can't stress this enough. And then just add a bunch of fun festive garnish. Some lemon and orange wheels and half wheels.
So, can you show us the fun festive oranges one more time? Was it something like that?
Some apple slices. And, Kev, you put these cinnamon sticks out. Do you really recommend putting this many cinnamon sticks in a punch?
It's gonna go at a reasonable rate. We've got a lot of guests over here, a lot of people to entertain. Just don't eat the cinnamon sticks.
Give it a quick stir. You've got a fun, festive punch that's gonna serve a lot of people and make everyone really happy at your holiday gathering.
Why don't you ladle some up for us, Jack? Let's share a convivial moment here.
There you go, Kevin.
Hey, thanks.
You know, Kev, this time of year, the thing that's not important is having the best stocked bar or the fanciest cocktail with the craziest ingredients. It's about conviviality, it's about friendship, it's about the people that matter the most to you.
You know, I think the secret ingredient in this cocktail, Jack, might just be love.
Oh, Kev.
From us to you, our fabulous crew out there, this is Jack and Kev, nerding out, Better Drinks, signing out.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Mmm.
Tastes like Better Drinks.